We're still trying to fix us. Sorry. Okay. There we are.
Yeah, maybe let's do this. How's that?
You keep going off though.
I
Okay.
know, but
Anyways.
we're good. We're here. Hi.
Okay. Hi. Rainy day here in Lawrence. So today we're talking about canola oil, right? Because we're just not really, I love what she says. She says great things. So anyways, and she's going to tell you the great things too.
Mm-hmm.
So in case you don't know us because you're new, welcome. And I am Dr. Smith, and I'm from Accomplished Health and Wellness, and I do family medicine. And this is Heather Fiore, and she is from Free State Nutrition, and she does nutrition.
Yes, I do.
All kinds.
All kinds.
She works with all kinds of people. So if you're having questions or you're needing assistance with what you're eating, she's a great resource. And so you can always contact her. And if you aren't sure, you have a Facebook site that has all your information on it, right?
Yep.
Do you have a website?
I have a website.
What's your website?
freestatenutrition.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell
So
us
now you know.
testimonials and yes, all the details about what I do, and then how to schedule
And then
a phone call.
can they like email or phone you?
Yeah, either
Call
way.
you, I mean?
But there is like you can schedule a phone call so we can spend like some
A
time.
little time.
Yeah, just figuring out what you need and can I help you?
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So that and like that call, is that free?
Free.
That call's free, people. So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about canola oil because there's just like, is it good? Is it bad?
So much drama.
It is. It is with all these oils.
Yes. Yes.
And so
a lot of questions
I'm
about oil.
still kind of up in the air about it. And so that's why we're going to talk about it.
Yes.
So canola oil.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it. Where's it come from?
Well, there's a plant, a canola plant.
Really?
Yeah. And that's where it comes from. It's not like, totally invented and
It's not this foreign thing.
manufactured. No, like it's a plant that grows just like any other. And then it gets processed into oil. And
I think that's the problem, is the processing.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
because the processing, it's refined, bleached, and deodorized.
I know. None of that sounds good.
I know. Deodorized. Like when I was reading about this process, I was thinking that, they're deodorizing it. They're just spraying it with some secret. No, just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Totally.
but it's funny that they have to do these things in order for us to eat it because it smells funny. And so in order for people to be okay with it, they deodorize it to take that smell away.
Totally.
And then they bleach it. And
that doesn't sound good either.
That doesn't sound good either. No. So, actually this process is what they do is they crush the plant material. And then they usually will use the seeds and they'll express the oil from it. And so that oil extraction technique they use is boiling it. But they do like a low boiling solvent, and the solvent is really where the problem comes in because they use hexane.
Yeah.
And then and that hexane pulls the rest of the oil out. And so there's some in there. Right?
Right.
And hexane isn't so good for us.
Hexane is not so good. In theory, it's trace amounts.
It is, actually. It's trace amounts.
I just watched a little video, actually. There's a video that I'm not sure it really helps their case, but there is a video you can watch of how this whole thing goes down.
That's funny because I was reading and their justification kind of was funny to me, and I was like, yeah, I'm not really buying that justification, but okay.
Yeah.
So I actually was reading this article. I like to go to the Harvard University site, and they have a great blog on a ton of things. And so they did do one on canola oil.
Yes.
And so this, something that people should know is that this technique has been used since the 1930s to extract oil. So it's not like it's a new process.
And
they're constantly trying to make it better.
Right.
So that the foods are more nutritional, right? So,
yes.
And the oils. So what they were saying was that, you said it's trace amounts. that there's no evidence that trace amounts actually really are dangerous to human consumption.
Mm-hmm.
My only thought is there's no evidence now.
Right. No evidence doesn't mean that you're in the clear.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah. And so this has been established that refined vegetable oils contain 0.8 milligrams of residual hexane per kilogram of oil.
That sounds like a lot of oil. A kilogram?
A kilogram, yeah. So it actually is.
Okay.
So there, but here's the justification. Okay. The justification is that it's established that the amount of hexane ingested from all food sources is less than 2% of your daily intake from other sources like gas fumes.
Mm-hmm.
So you're breathing in more hexane with your gas fumes than you are eating it.
So we're like just all wrong, and how we're getting all riled up about canola oil, and we should probably be worried about
gas fumes. Probably. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyways, what's so great about canola oil?
Well, so it is great for a number of reasons. Monounsaturated fats.
Right.
Omega-3s.
It's high in those, right?
Yes.
It's like 63%.
Yeah, like
monounsaturated.
Higher than olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which we know that olive oil is great.
We all love olive oil.
Yes, we're big fans of olive oil.
Yep.
But it's higher in monounsaturated, and then it also has omega-3 fatty acids.
Yes.
Which olive oil does not have.
Yes. Do you know? I thought it was interesting when I was reading that it's kind of sad. So it does have up to about 11% of omega-3 in it.
Yes.
But it's kind of sad because when you start out before all the washing and refining, it's actually more like 20%.
Is that right?
Yeah. And then it goes down with all the washing process down into like 9 to 11%. But it still is there.
Right.
So
right, and more than any other oil, right? Like there's some in soybean oil also. But I bet people who don't like canola oil don't like soybean oil either. Yeah, just guessing.
We'll have to talk about that one day.
Yeah. We probably should. Oh, yeah. So there's less saturated fat. It's very low in saturated fat. Yes. And then there's a higher burn point too. So like it's good for frying.
Yes.
If you're
and that's actually why I use it. It's for the whole frying bit.
Right. And because they do all this deodorizing business, it doesn't have a lot of flavor. So it's not going to like mess with your food. Like olive oil has a flavor.
Yeah. And it changes your food.
Yeah, it can enhance the food that you're making. Depends on what it is though.
Sometimes it doesn't enhance it very nicely either.
Yeah.
Yeah. But sometimes it does. And sometimes it doesn't make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing that I found interesting was that it also contains phytoesterols that decrease your absorption of cholesterol. Yeah. So that's another good thing.
Yeah.
And when you said low in saturated fat, it's only like 7% saturated fat.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you got your omega-3s and you got your monounsaturated and you got the phytoesterols. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, triple threat for cholesterol.
It is, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's got some pros for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
And the cons are really that it's really the refining process.
Mm-hmm.
So
refining and the bleaching and the
yeah.
Which it doesn't appeal to us. When we know these things, we're like, I don't like that. That doesn't sound good.
Doesn't sound
you wouldn't like hearing how most of your food is made.
Yeah, you're probably right. So the issue though with the refining process is the trans fat that it creates, because it does create some trans fats, and we can't it does that. Yeah. We can't deny it.
We can't.
Yeah. So it does contain low levels of trans fats, and that's because of the deodorizing process, and that's the final step. And that's the final step. And that's a step to give it that bland taste and that like no smell. This was a justification for it. Just kind of a side note. Cattle and sheep and cow's milk is like 2 to 5% natural trans fat.
Mm-hmm.
So they're, you're already eating some.
You are
eating
some.
Unless, I don't know. Unless, like, are you still eating it if you're getting the grass-fed beef and stuff? Because I don't know.
I don't know either. But the other question is, like, is there something different about natural trans fats and, like,
yes, that's another good question as well, which we don't really touch about.
We don't really know.
So during that deodorizing process, canola oil is actually subjected to temps greater than 200 degrees Celsius. And that's to remove some free fatty acids and phospholipids. Mm-hmm. And so during this time, there's a small amount of unsaturated fat, omega-6 and omega-3s that are transformed into trans fatty acids. So it actually does both of them, omega-3 and omega-6.
Right.
Yeah. And so here's just another side note. Mm-hmm. All right. So we already talked about the beef.
Right.
And the cattle and the milk and whatever.
Yeah.
So canola oil for trans fats is like 1.9 to 3.6%.
Okay.
But olive oil is 0.5. So there must be some also in there.
See?
Yeah. So it's in there.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think overall there's a lot of good things for heart health going on in canola oil.
Yes.
And I like to think that offsets the trans fat.
Yes. The other thing is, I think there's a difference in where you're using it. Okay. So there's a lot of oxidative reactions that happen if you're using it for prolonged deep frying. So say like French fries at McDonald's. I bet they use vegetable oil or something
they
cheaper.
They don't use canola oil.
No, but if they did, but it's like those, restaurants that are using them and they're using the same oil all day long. That creates a bigger problem than if you're like, okay, so my mom, she will take Crisco. It's like the worst thing ever. That's our face when we hear Crisco. Okay, so she takes Crisco and then she will make the fake French fries with the crinkle cut. And then I told you that story about my daughter, and she was like, how does she get crinkles in hers? Because they're fake. Yeah. So she'll take it and then she puts it back into the container and then she'll use it a couple more times. And so with canola oil, with any of the oils, that's, I think, really where this is going. If you're reusing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, then it's going to create more oxidative reaction, which is, creates free radicals and cancer producing stuff that's not good for you and trans fats. And so don't do that.
Right.
Are there so say you wanted to use canola, because I'll say I use canola oil here and there. I use it to make French fries when I make real French fries, like from real potatoes that you cut up.
Right.
So I use it for that. And there is one that has olive oil in it, so it makes me feel better because I add a little olive oil in. And it actually doesn't taste any different. So I don't know. Maybe the olive oil is deodorized too. I don't know. But anyways, whatever.
Good question.
So when you're, so I don't use it that often.
Right.
Because I don't make French fries that often.
I think that's the trick right there.
Right? It's all about moderation. We always go back to that.
Blah, blah. But really.
But if you're looking for something, say you're not using it that often and you're wanting to be health conscious about it and you're okay with using the canola oil because you've decided that it has some heart healthy stuff in it. And so you're okay with the little bitty trans fats. Is there a better way to get like
a better kind of like canola oil?
Yeah.
Maybe? I mean, there's such a thing as like cold pressed.
Okay.
So then it doesn't have all this
It doesn't have the
processing
hexane,
business.
right?
Right. I think it's really hard to find, and it's probably really expensive.
Yeah. But that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Like
That's
I've
for
never
like only using it every so often.
Right. And that's the kind of the point is like you're only doing this once in a while. If you're doing a lot of deep frying, you might think, maybe I should cut back on deep frying. Like maybe that's not a great thing to do all the time.
Yeah.
So if you're doing it only every once in a while and you're not like reusing your oil, then
That's probably okay.
it's probably perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yeah. And then like in general, like mix up your oils because, if you only use one kind of oil, what if we decide, hey, you know what, like all these things are healthy, but when you like use it so much, it can cause this. I mean, isn't that like every food?
Yeah.
If you overdo anything, it's not going to be good for you.
Right.
So just mix it up, variety in every food group and with your oils.
Yeah, there you go. I like it.
It's as simple as that.
It really is that simple. And there's lots of oils out there.
There are lots of oils.
Avocado oil, peanut oil,
coconut.
Are we going there?
Well, I mean, it serves a purpose, right? It gives a certain flavor that you might use, or you might use butter.
Oh gosh,
see,
I love butter.
I know you.
And I like to put coconut oil on my skin.
Yeah,
see, it does serve.
There's no saturated fat when you put it on your skin.
See, serves a purpose. It's a great massage oil too.
Oh yeah,
definitely. So there you go. See, another purpose. I think it might be comedogenic though, meaning it creates acne.
Oh,
just so you know.
That I don't know about.
I think it is. So you might want to, if you use it for massage oil, maybe wipe it off afterwards. But
yes.
See, even then, simple solution.
Still do it.
Yeah. So really, what it comes down to is that the canola oil isn't all that bad. It's okay in moderation.
In moderation.
Do you use it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do.
What other oils do you use?
Mostly olive oil and canola. But actually, no, that's not true. We have peanut oil and then we have sesame oil. But I mean, those, are very specific purposes.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go. It was a simple topic today.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what we have in the future for us.
We have nothing on our list.
Oh no, it's going to be a surprise topic that we're going to brainstorm and come up with for next week. And if you have an idea, you can give us some. Help us out so we don't have to.
Let us know what your questions are.
Yeah. Okay. And hopefully you can bring some sunshine to us because we're tired of the rain.
Please.
Okay. So we have cooked our canola oil to death, and now we're going to put it to rest and be okay eating it here and there, but not after 12 hours of use. And we will see you next week. Have a great day. Bye-bye.